Jody gave himself over to thoughts of the fawn. They passed the abandoned clearing. He said, "Cut to the North Millville. It was up here that Pa got bitten by the snake and killed the doe and so the fawn." Now they passed the abandoned clearing. Abandoned clearing means a very deserted place. Clearing means it's an open space in a forest which is actually cleared for cultivation. And Jody gave direction to Millville because Jody knows where the place is, isn't it? This is the place where his father was bitten by the snake and killed the doe. And it is from here that they saw this little fawn. Suddenly, Jody was unwilling to have Millville with him. If the fawn was dead or could not be found, he could not have his disappointment seen. And if the fawn was there, the meeting would be so lovely and so secret that he could not endure to share it. When they reached at the spot where they found the fawn, Jody wanted Millville to leave him. Why? Because he was worried whether the fawn would be dead. If the fawn would be dead and if he cannot find the fawn, then he would be very upset and he didn't want Millville to witness that. Also, if he finds the fawn, then he wanted to have a very special moment with Jody and fawn alone. He didn't want anyone else to see that loving moment. It should be so secret that he could not endure to share it. He could not withstand. Endure means he could not withstand to share it. He didn't want to share it. He said, "It's not far now, but the scrub is very thick for a horse. I can make it on foot." So he gave another explanation he gave another justification for him to escape from Millville. He said that now we have almost reached the place, but the scrub is very thick and it's very difficult for the horse to move, so that he will go alone and search for the fawn. "But I am afraid to leave you, boy. Suppose you got lost or got bitten by the snake too?" So Millville was anxious about Jody. If he goes alone, what would happen to him? So he expressed his anxiety. So he told Jody, "How can I leave you alone? What if you get bitten by the snake or you get lost in this forest? What would happen then?" But Jody consoled him by saying that, "I'll take care. It might take me a long time to find the fawn if he is wandered. Leave me off right here." Jody reassured that there won't be any problem because it will take a little time for him to find out the fawn who's wandering around. "All right, but you take it easy now. You know north here and east? There and there, that tall pine makes a bearing." So long, Millville, I'm obliged." So Millville was again worried whether he knows the direction, where to go and all. So when he checked that, he said, "No, I am fine. I know all the directions here. The tall pine makes a bearing." Bearing means it acts like a compass which helps him to move to the right directions. He waited for the sound of the hooves to end, then cut to the right. The scrub was still. Only his own crackling of twigs sounded across the silence. He wondered for an instant if he had mistaken his direction. Now, somehow he sent back Millville. Once he understood that, or once he realized that Millville is not there anywhere, he started to walk. He waited for the sound of the hooves to end. He made sure that horse is not anywhere there, and then he made his direction to the right. Only his own crackling of twigs sounded across the silence. Only the sound that he was moving was there. Otherwise, it was completely silent. He wondered for an instant if he had mistaken his direction. Even he doesn't know the proper direction, the right direction, but he just continued. Then a buzzard rose in front of him and flapped into the air. He came into the clearing under the oaks. Buzzards sat in a circle around the carcass of the doe. They turned their heads on their long, scrawny necks and hissed at him. He threw his bow at them and they flew into an adjacent tree. The sand showed large cat prints, but the big cats killed fresh and they had left the doe to the carrion birds. So while he was walking through the twigs, Suddenly, a buzzard rose in front of him and it just flapped into the air. Buzzard is a large bird that eats the flesh of dead animals. Though it rose in front of him, suddenly it flapped into the air. Now he came to the clearing under the oaks, and he saw buzzards sitting in a circle and around the carcass of the doe. Carcass means around the dead body of the doe. As soon as these buzzards saw him, they just hissed at him. They turned their heads on their long scrawny necks. Scrawny means skinny necks or thin and bony necks. And they just hissed at him. He threw his bow. Bow means it's a branch of the tree. He just threw a bow at them and they flew into a nearby tree. Adjacent tree means a nearby tree. While he was walking, he saw the large cat prints. That means big cats. Big cats, they prefer fresh meat, isn't it? And they had left the doe to the carrion birds. After eating the fresh flesh, they left the doe to the carrion birds. Carrion birds means birds that eat the dead and rotten flesh. He parted the grass at the place where he had seen the fawn. It did not seem possible that it was only yesterday. The fawn was not there. He circled the clearing. There was no sound, no sign. The buzzards clacked their wings, impatient to return to their business. He returned to the spot where the fawn had emerged and dropped on all fours, studying the sand for the small hoof prints. The night's rain had washed away all tracks except those of cat and buzzards. So he just continued his journey. He left the place where he had seen that fawn. He could not find the fawn anywhere. There was no sound or sign of the fawn anywhere. The buzzards clacked their wings. Clack means they just made a sound of their wings, impatient to return to their business. Then he returned to the spot where the fawn had emerged, where he saw the fawn, and dropped on all fours. All fours means he sat on a posture by studying the sand of the small hoof prints, and he observed closely if there is any small hoof prints, but he could not find any because of the previous night's rain that had washed all tracks, and only footprints that were seen were of big cats and buzzards.